Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we're in. Boom.
Welcome back, passengers.
Yes, welcome back to this flight.
Welcome, welcome,
Welcome
welcome.
aboard.
I hope you brought everything you need for this flight. Get
Yes.
comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
get strapped in.
Mm-hmm.
There's no turbulence. I don't see a forecast for turbulence.
I see a forecast for some heavy turbulence, in fact.
Really?
Yes,
Should we
I
ask the
do.
pilot? Oh, wait, we're the pilots.
I thought we're the hostess.
But we're the pilot too.
No, we're the pilots. You
Yeah.
the birthday.
You the birthday?
Period. Okay. I mean, today's episode really honestly is about friendship, and you're gonna hear it from two friends who have experienced friendship with each other and with other people as well. And we're mostly gonna be reflecting on friendship that we actually had from before we moved to LA.
Okay.
Yeah. So my question, let me start this. Have you ever felt like this awkwardness or this like just like feel something when you're on the phone with a friend from back home from like secondary school or like primary school or something, for
Mm-hmm.
example, and you're talking on the phone and you realize the only conversations you guys have and probably will ever have are conversations about secondary school or high school or primary school. And because you're now living in two um, different places, you're living
Yeah.
in two different states, two different mindsets, two like just different ways of living, and now you wouldn't have different friend groups. You would just feel like, like, is this friendship like, is it expired? Have we outgrown each other? How we do we still need to be connected in that way? And just how do you have you ever felt something like that or thought about that?
Yes, yes, for sure. I definitely do think that there's friends from high school, well, not high school, secondary school, that earlier on when I first moved to the United States, it was like, oh my gosh, I really wanted to talk to them. It was nice, it was fun. But then they're there and I'm here, and we started not having things to talk about.
Hmm.
It was always like, oh, how is school here? Oh, how is everything? How is America?
Hmm.
And I'm also asking them like, oh, what's going on? Oh, did this happen? And then I see them interacting with other people, and I realize that they've moved on without me, and that just
Hmm.
saying it now is just like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they've moved on, and now they're experiencing life. I remember like because I left in SS2. Yeah, I left in SS2. So at this point, like they're going into SS3. They're sharing the experiences of um, taking exams, WAEC, NECO, taking JAMB, and then having to do our graduation ceremonies, what they call it, valedictorian
Vegetarian
service.
services,
We had like some type of like
dinner nights,
dinner night,
proms.
proms, and they were experiencing those stuff, and it's like they're doing it together. Now I'm not part of the experience. I'm outside looking in, so now we
Mm.
didn't have much to talk about. And it was a little worse because they will be in school for months. So I can't talk to
Mm-hmm.
anybody until they go back home for a break.
Mm-hmm.
And that really took a toll on, I guess, most of my friendships that I had. The first few months within that year I came to the United States, I was able to talk to them, but then they're gone for a long time. So they're moving on. And then I'm also moving on.
Mm-hmm.
And then slowly, I think there was one person I would still talk to, or here and there on WhatsApp. And then the cricket started coming in,
Mm.
and then it just continued and continued, and now we don't talk anymore.
That's interesting. That's honestly a very interesting perspective because um I moved here after I already graduated from secondary school.
Uh-huh.
So at this point, everyone who's my friend or who I'm friends with, we all have our phones because we're all outside because they're all going
Mm-hmm.
to college now. So even when I did move, I was still in a bit of like a constant communication with my friends
Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't like they were going back to school where they can't have their phones.
Mm-hmm.
They could have their phones. I could have my phone. So we were still in constant communication. So that might have helped some of the friendship I still have today
Yeah.
compared to your perspective where it's like you left like mid school.
I left mid
Yeah, so you
school.
saw the whole year of people going back to school where there's no phones or anything, so you really weren't talking to your friends,
Mm-hmm.
honestly,
I wasn't
truthfully.
talking to anybody. I know like that because I left during the break. So when I left, I was still talking to people. I remember this one of my friends, her name was Adeola. I used to talk to Adeola then, we get on the phone call and we spent like 2 hours talking and all these different things. But then when I knew she was going back to school, I knew that was going to be very hard. And I think once they had called me when they were in school, and I remember that they were all talking about something, trying to gist me about this person and that person. But then I'm realized like I don't know anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can sit here and listen, but
Especially when there's new
different.
characters.
Yes.
And it's like I have like three friends and we're in a group chat or something. We're all talking about this new character. And I'm trying to get as much information as I can about this new character, but they already know this person. They already know, which honestly, I mean, I'll say the same thing happened too with like college, even college share with I
Yeah.
graduated a year before you did.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys were telling me stories, and I'm like, who was that again?
Yeah.
And who was that person? So it's just
But I
like,
feel like we did good. We always like tell you about new characters and
no,
we
you
explain the
did do good.
backstory of the
No,
new
yeah, you
characters.
did do good. And I think our thing too was more so like I'm still gonna see you guys. I was
Yeah.
still seeing you guys. Like it didn't matter, and like
Mm-hmm.
so that was fine. But it's about I'm not seeing them, and then it's like I was never going to meet this new character.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a chance I was gonna see this new character anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And who by the time I'm thinking, okay, maybe one day when I come back, I'll see this new character. The new character's already out of their lives. They're
True.
not even involved
And then they've
anymore.
had these experiences
Experience,
with this new character
you
that
know,
has contributed to their own
like
lived story. And I
exactly.
don't know. And like slowly it's like there's more of a gap now and more gap and more
Mm-hmm.
gap. So I think that that's my experience with your question.
Mm-hmm.
I have felt awkward, and the awkwardness was actually not with my Nigerian friends, my friends from high school here. I
Ah.
actually tried to stay connected with a couple of them, like two of them really. And I realized that obviously I'm so horrible at it. And I know that, there should be intentions behind
Mm-hmm.
friendships. But then I'm like, there's nothing to talk about. Like, we can't keep talking about like high school
Mm-hmm.
experiences and like, oh, remember this person and that person. And it's just like, okay, now what do we talk about?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're asking me about what I got going on now is, but I really don't want to share about that aspect of
Aspect,
things
yeah, because it's
too.
like it's just different now.
That
Like
is
it's
different. So now
not,
it's like I don't know if you're the person I should be talking to about this.
yeah,
Yeah. So but then it's just now we don't have anything to talk about.
about
So now it's just
yeah.
like quiet and then I'm like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm doing this and I'm about to go to
Mm-hmm.
work. And I'm like, okay, have fun at work. Bye bye. Call me later. And in that moment, it just occurs to me that damn, times are changing and like our friendship has evolved to that stage where it's almost like because we don't stay as connected, we don't really have much to talk about. And I know this is not the case for everybody. That's why I'm saying we don't stay as connected.
Yes, no, which is true, and I mean, because I agree, because that's what happens with I think certain people, like you said, when it comes to like school setting and like your friends because of school.
Oh,
When school is over, you kind of either only have school to talk about
yeah.
and
So it's
nothing
just
else. So
like,
like you don't have much to
what
talk
else do
about.
we talk about?
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
weren't friends because of school. So
Yeah.
when
Because we
school
already were
ended,
friends before
we were friends
school.
before school,
Mm-hmm.
and when school ended, it's like we're still friends because we're still friends, you know.
Yeah.
And there are people that I have that I met them. Actually, now I think about it, I was gonna mention my friend in Nigeria, but now I think about it, I didn't really meet her because of school. I met her prior to school because technically I'm her younger brother's god sister. It's a
Oh.
weird connection. So okay, I guess I didn't really know her from school, but I knew her in school. Like in school, I
Okay.
knew her from, you know.
Okay.
But then we still stay connected because
Okay.
and like we don't only have school to talk about because we talk about like how
Other
life is now,
things.
other
Yeah. It's not
things
just school.
and connections. But it is interesting to even like see her like when she's connecting with other people from like the class.
Mm-hmm.
I think my mindset initially was kind of like, dang, I'm not in that circle anymore. I'm not with those friends anymore. I don't really have that connection with them. But it kind of evolved from that to like I love watching them on social media. Where like I'll see a video of one of my friends and then I'll hear somebody else's voice in the background. Or like I see somebody like well name dropping. But I saw Brian's video one time and it was Chinelo's voice in the background. And to me that just became so fun. I'm like, oh my god, there's people. So I think it kind of evolved from like a dang to like a oh this is fun to see that and like
Mm.
see them like have like it's just I don't know it's just interesting to watch people's lives and how they've
But do you think,
evolved.
yeah, I enjoy watching those too, but do you think
Mm.
that your friendship has still stayed the same?
No, absolutely not, 100%
Yeah.
not.
So it's like
Yeah.
now I enjoy watching
Mm-hmm.
you explore life and like move on with life and what you're up to. Like that, I'm
Mhm.
I'm so glad that social media is a thing, because imagine
Mhm.
people that you were friends with and now you don't even have any type of connection with them
Mhm.
anymore. But
Mhm.
social media is so great because you're able to connect with people based on just seeing their lives and like
Mhm.
seeing what they're up to. Some people are getting married, having kids, and it's like, while I don't talk to you anymore, I'm supporting you from over here.
From here, like I love it for you,
I love it for
you know.
you.
And let someone have something to say about you, I'll be like, don't
Like,
talk
you
about
don't know
her.
her, like I know
You
her.
don't know her. I know her, So
Or
it's
if someone
like,
wants to talk about something that about you from high school, it's like, no, you didn't
no,
know her.
you know her.
I knew
I
her.
knew her
I
from
knew
high
him.
school. I don't know
Yeah.
who you think you are, new friend. But I think what's interesting is I'm excited to see how things will evolve as we grow,
Okay.
because I watch like my family now, and like some of my aunties and stuff, where like they didn't even have social media like that in their time, like when they were like our age. So like when they moved on to like come to the US, like they lost connection of all these people,
Mm-hmm.
with all these people. So they didn't know these people. But then they ended up finding themselves on like Facebook. And like now, even like my aunt, they have like a thing with their, I think it's secondary school or maybe it's college, but a certain group of, maybe secondary school, a certain group of friends she has, and they have like a group chat from that secondary school now. And every year they do like a trip. They like go to Vegas, they go to Detroit, or they go to
Oh, that's so
DC, and they all do like a
cool.
weekend thing together, like a couple
No,
day
that's
thing
actually
together.
so cool. I like that.
So in my head, I'm like, I wonder if one day when, because right now it's because like everyone's living their life, everyone's trying to like figure things out. Like people don't really know what they're doing, not like what they're doing, but the people don't like. No one has like the stability of, oh, I have a stable job, I make enough money, I can just
Mm-hmm.
travel and do whatever and make plans with friends of the country, But I wonder if when we all get to a point where like we're all grown or we're all settled and stable in like lives, careers, and then we'll all just be like, oh, hey, why don't we all go do a trip this year, like a school reunion trip this year? Go to this state of this country and go do something. Like that would be fun. And that would build like a new, different kind of friendship with them compared to what it is now. So that's something I'm interested to see too, see how it
I
evolves.
completely agree. I think when I went to Nigeria, obviously, like I told you, I haven't spoken to any of my friends from there for a long time. I had connected with one of them, and it was just so nice to see her. While I don't even know what to say to you
Mm-hmm.
from then, or I don't know who you are now as a
No.
person, it was just like I remember telling we never got to do. It was like we should go out sometime and just like chat, and like it doesn't have to be anything specific. We can even enjoy the moment now and
Mm-hmm.
create new memories as
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to really like talk about the past
Pass,
anymore.
yeah. No,
We
hundred
can just have
percent.
a new dynamic right now.
100%.
So honestly, like this is me pitching out to all of y'all.
Let's be
Like,
friends again with new
let's be friends again. It
dynamics.
was so I enjoyed our friendship in the past, and I might not even remember how it used to be anymore. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, because I liked your vibe, I'm gonna like your vibe again. All of
Exactly.
you, if you know me, you know me.
Exactly.
Just
And that's what
let me
my thing too
know.
is, like I want to reconnect with like certain friends that like, 'cause my best friend from secondary school, if she's watching this, Maka, shout out to you. One of my best friends from secondary school, it's like she's in Canada now. I'm just thinking like, US, Canada, that's not a bad flight anymore, like a bad trip. And like maybe one day if I do make a trip to Canada, it's like, no, girl, I'm coming to see you. Like
Mm-hmm.
like we're not talking about, it's not about school, not about none of that. It's like I just think that even online still she's a cool person still online. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I feel like we would work, like we would literally like it would make
Yeah.
sense,
Yeah.
But like make the friendship new in a different way. That I agree with.
I agree.
Yeah.
But it's just so interesting to see that while you do crave that closure in friendships, why is it that you never said anything to them? Why is it that you didn't pick up your phone one day and be like, you know what? Let me call you and be like, why aren't we friends anymore? Why are we so far away? Why have we lost touch?
Because it's just that awkward thing of like, we could have that discussion, but I also know because of the distance, how far away we are, and how lives are changing and evolving, we're just gonna come right back to where we
No,
are.
but if you make it intentional, I don't see me that's talking. I don't. I'm,
I was like, have you made it intentional?
but this is a question to myself. Why haven't I picked up my phone and say, "Hey, Ogechi, hey, Adela, hey, this person, hey, Amarachi," and just talk to them? Like, let's talk.
Because the truth is, I feel like when life is different and life is pulling you, because think about it, right? You're talking about those friends.
Mm-hmm.
Let's even think about the friends now.
Oh,
Like, I'll be, sometimes talk to you and I'll be like, dang, I haven't spoken to Sergio in weeks. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I need to call Sergio. So like even like the way like life is just evolving is so like a lot of things are happening that even giving time to the friends you already have here close to you around you,
It's hard.
talk more of talking about trying to create one that like because even like the ones here is like, oh, Sergio, we haven't spoken in weeks, but hey, Portos on this day, da da da, we're gonna go catch up. I can't do that with the friends in Nigeria. It's like I have to actively be on the phone with you, and I'm like, bro, I have 5 million things to do, and they have
So
5 billion
busy.
things to do.
So busy.
So it's like you have to truly like make out time for things like that. Which is why even with dating, bro, not to even sorry. The whole time thing just came to me because I'm just like when you talk to somebody and they want to be on the phone with you for 4 or 5 hours. I'm just like, bro, like there's so much to do and so much to get done. And like if I'm gonna dedicate this 4 or 5 hours to talking to you on the phone, I could have broken this shit up in like 5 different hours and
Yeah.
given each person an hour so I can really get to know the people
You
I
get
gotta
one
talk
hour.
to.
You
You
get
get one
one
hour,
hour.
you
You
get
get 1 hour.
what I'm saying? So it's like I did not need to be on this phone for 5 hours talking to nobody. But anyways, but that's besides the point. So it's a lot of time to dedicate to actively talking to somebody. I remember like I had when COVID happened, it was so much easier to do that because everything was on Zoom
Mm,
and truly we were all bored. So I literally had like scheduled Zoom calls with friends, even ones that were here. I had ones that like, oh, from Nigeria, it's like, oh, we're all not doing anything, so let's all watch a movie on a Zoom call. So we had those, which was fun, but it's like then life started back up again after COVID ended, and then it became like, oh, you got things to do, I got things to do. I work now during these hours. I'm no longer home. I work
mm-hmm.
all day and I come back and you're asleep and then not time difference and like there's just so much factored into it that's like
Yeah. It's just how it is. To be honest, like even me, I'll feel so awkward to call up a friend and be like, why haven't we been talking? That'd be so awkward. But I will tell you though, when I first moved to the United States and I was on this thing of like I need to catch up with like everybody because it took so long before I even had a phone. Like I had the parents that didn't give me a phone until I was like 15.
mm-hmm,
So when I finally got a phone that was able to do social media, I hopped on Facebook and like followed some of my friends from secondary school. Then it hit me. I was like, there's some names from primary school that's engraved in my memory because
mm-hmm,
I know that those people were like close to me and they were my friends. And I started looking for them.
mm-hmm.
I'm like looking for them. I found one and then I texted her and I was like, hey, how are you? Do you remember me? My name is this. Me and you used to be really cool. We were like very close friends. Me, you, and this other girl. Da da da. I was describing like basically introducing myself to her.
Mm-hmm.
It was dead. It was really dead. Like
She said who?
no, literally, she was like, "Who?" And then I kept giving context of who I
Mm-hmm,
am, and like remember when like Mr. Femi's class in primary four, and like all the different things. And I think she's like, "Oh, I remember you a little bit now," and it's just like,
mm-hmm.
and it was just she
Like,
was
okay,
not.
bye.
Yeah, and it felt very awkward, and like
Yeah.
this was not even a phone call. This was via text. So just imagine how awkward a phone conversation is. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
is that why you're calling me?
Yeah.
And it's like in the text, me texting her on Facebook, she was just like, oh, okay, like where are you now? And it's like, oh, this is where I am. Oh, I go to school here. It's like, okay.
Interesting. You know what's interesting was when I was in secondary school, primary school felt so distant in my head that like I did not remember initially, I did not remember anybody from primary school. I think I remember maybe one person. I remember two people, but because they both went to my brother's secondary school. So when
Okay.
I went for his visiting days,
You'd
I would
always see
always see
them.
them. So because of
Okay.
that I remember, okay, you were my primary school. But anybody else, I didn't really remember anybody. Like it's just kind of like it was like a blur. But then when I graduated college, and then we got on Facebook, got on all these things. I was still in Nigeria then, and they started popping up on my feed. And it was like the pop up, like I'm like, who is this person? I feel like they look so familiar. And the crazy thing was like in primary schools, a lot of people who like the kids were dirty. So a lot of people who I knew as a certain way in my head,
Dirty as in.
like they're like you're always messy. Your shirt's always half one tucked halfway down.
Oh, okay.
You,
But
you
oh, you
always
mean
got
dirty as in
stains.
like physically dirty?
Yeah, you always got
Okay.
stains. And so I knew you a certain way. And then when they popped up on my Facebook, I'm seeing like this clean,
Ah,
fresh
that
cut,
glow.
looking glowed up person. I'm thinking, they kind of look familiar, but I don't know who that is. And then they'll end up texting and being like, oh, Somi, this is me. It's da 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 from da da da. I'm like, you? And then I start to like remember like memories slowly
It
with
starts
him.
coming to you
And
like,
when it starts coming back to me, I'm like, oh
this
my
person,
God.
this
I'm like,
person.
you. And then it becomes a whole thing. I know there's one, that's funny. There's one guy from primary school who always dirty looking. I didn't care about none of that, you know. I was like, whatever. But then he like glowed up heavily. Like when I think, I mean, he glowed up heavily in after like college. And then I saw him, and then he was like, "Oh, you know, I used to have a crush on you back then in primary school, but you weren't really
Really?
like feeling me." And I was like, "Well,
You weren't ready.
you weren't really giving this, but now that you are, hey,
What's
you
up?
wanna
Spin
throw
the
back
block.
that crush again?
Let's try
We
to
can
do
let's
this
talk about it
again.
again."
No, that's
And we did try to talk about it, but then I moved.
I don't remember any boys, and it's so interesting. There's only one boy that I remember from primary school, and that's because I had a crush on him, and that's the only name I remember. I remember
That's
his
funny.
first name, last name, middle name.
Oh, mate, I remember mine too.
Like I know his name every time I think about it. I know what secondary school he went to, and that's it. Sometimes I even go on the
Wow.
secondary school page and I try to look for him.
Is this
I'm like, I wonder what he looks
look
like
like now?
now,
Did
because
your
he
GG
was
glow
fine
up?
then. So is he fine now?
It's interesting. I used to like this one person, but I was a kid, so we were all short, you know.
Mm.
But then and I used to like you, so I had a crush on him. But in secondary school, like you know, we all grew, but then he
Ah,
didn't. That's the end of my story. So, anyways, moving on.
like he's
No, he's not really.
oh, shoot. Damn, he went quiet. Shoot. Let's talk about let's talk about the friendship tier system.
Okay.
And this is basically you have close friends and then you have acquaintances. They're like, oh, they're my friend, but like, we talk here and there.
Yeah.
And then it's like the friends that you hang out with them because it's in a group setting.
Mm.
And then we have friends that
Mm.
like we're social media friends.
I love my social media
And then
friends.
yeah, like there's some that are like
I
on
love my
social,
social
and then you
media.
now have like friends that can make it into close friend story.
Yeah,
Even though they you'd never meet them in person, but
they
they
can
make
make
it
it into
into
my
close
close
friend
friend story.
story. How do we decide that? Like, what kind of system is that? Is it like based on how close we are to people, or just
For
how do you
me,
decide your
for
close friends list?
for me is dependent on the information I've shared with you. I'm a sharer, but in the way where like if I meet you for the first time and I know I'm never gonna meet you ever again in my life, I can share my entire life story with you and not give two s's two shits. So are you a close friend? No, but you technically kind of know parts of my life that even some close friends don't know, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I think when I decide how to do that, it's truly for me. It's truly dependent on the information you know about me, you
Mm.
know. So like close friends list, like Instagram close friends list, for example, are truthfully people who have seen me when I'm a little cuckoo, like club time told me, like told me, like da da da. If you've seen that part of me and you know me in that sense, you're gonna be in the closest friend. It doesn't matter
Okay.
because I'm not spilling secrets in my close friends.
Yeah.
I'm spilling secrets when the cameras are off in this couch. That's why I'm spilling secrets, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like that's gonna be in the close friends list probably. The friends who actually there's friends like I hang out in group settings where I'm like I really like you. I think you're so dope. I think you're so cool. You're such a cool person. But I would never want to hang out with you one on one because I feel like it'll make me not like you, and I don't want to not
What?
like you. I don't know how to explain it. Like there's some people who I used to fear like if I hung out with them one on one, then dang, what if I don't like them anymore? But and they seem so cool.
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie. I love my homegirl right now because I love her now. But I used to think if I ever hung out with Bimbe one on one, would I not like her anymore as a person? Because I used to get so scared. But then I did hang out with her one on one. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so cool. So, anyways, but I felt there's people who I like that where I'm like, I love you in a group setting because in a group setting you're just like a dope, cool person. But I feel like we don't need to spill one on one secrets to each other.
Like we would we still have the same
Would
banter?
have the same
Would be
banter? Would it be
cool.
cool? Like who are you really as of the group? I don't know if
Yeah.
I want to know because I really like you in this group.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but some people who I'll see them in the group and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't wait to pull you out and talk to you. Like the first time I met Crystal, that's how I felt about her was, oh, I can't wait to get you alone in a room and like let's talk, like let's really talk, you know? Because when she was talking, I was like, oh no, I want to talk to you. I want to see what's talking, you know. So I feel like those also depend on like I don't know. That's I don't know. It's such a weird. My head does friendship so weirdly.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. How does my head do friendships? To be honest, when I see people, I'm will you say I'm like a pretty outspoken person?
You're very outspoken.
But if I see you for the first time and I'm basically auditing you in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like observing and I'm like taking notes about you for myself. There's somebody I would like to talk to. Oftentimes, like I'm pretty open to
Mm-hmm.
friendships. Like we can be cool. But then that first interaction I have with you, let's say it's a one-on-one or something, that helps me determine if you are somebody that I want to keep talking to
Mm-hmm.
outside of this setting. And there's some people I just hanging out with them. I'm like, I don't think I want to be in the same space as you alone again.
Again, I think this is the last time we should
Especially
be
if
in the
you're
same
of the
space.
opposite sex. It's just like sometimes it makes me think like all the things I've read about say you can't be friends with a man is true because of how you're acting. It's like no.
But it's honest, and the thing is, like, I think, oh, that conversation too. That's a whole different conversation. That's a whole
That's a whole other message. Can
Jesus.
you be friends with a man?
That's a and the thing is, for me, I truly believe like I can be friends with man because when we're friends with being friends like Tony, being friends with Jason, it's so friendly. Like it's so
It's all like
friendly and
siblingly.
siblingly
Yeah.
that I'm like, those are my friends, and no one can tell me I can't have those friends because those are my friends.
Yeah. And I try to be
You
experienced
know,
like I
like
can have guy
I can have
friends.
guy
I have
friends.
examples.
I have examples, but then there are some people who I'm like, oh, we can be friends because you're a guy because I have guy friends. But then you pull some stupid
And you
shit, and I'm
show
like, this
me
is the reason why they say we can't
this is
be
yeah, you're
friends.
the reason why they say. Because why are you moving to
Why are you
me?
moving like that?
Don't
Like,
move to me.
now you're making it weird. Now we're not friends, and now we can be friends. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Now it's
go
like
away.
it's weird and I can't be in the same space as
Can be
you.
expensive
Because I
because
really don't like you for real, you know?
I really don't. But yes, okay, okay,
Okay,
okay.
okay. We're going off
Yes,
track.
yes.
But I think for me is how do I connect with friends that I can only be on the phone with them? Because I think I don't have it's not like I don't have time because I believe that you can always make time for people that you care about. Even if it's like a quick 10-minute phone call and just be like, oh, I just wanted to check on you and that's it. But I don't know why it's so hard for me to take that first step and call the people that I know in Nigeria, especially when time has passed. Let's say 2 months has passed. I'm like, do they even want to talk to me now?
Mm,
And then there's like a mental block for me, and I feel like that's what stopped me then from like connecting with them. Because let's say 1 year went by, now they finished secondary school, they
mm-hmm.
have phones.
Yeah.
I could have really reached out to them. So now it's like, but in my head is telling me, oh, the friendship has expired, so
Mm-hmm.
there's no need going back to
And doing, and they
expired
could have reached out
things.
to you too.
Maybe
That's the
they
other end.
tried, but it's just
Who? Yeah, that's true. You sometimes people have tried sometimes
some
where
people
it's
have
like,
tried, and I just didn't feel like it was there anymore.
yeah.
But why did I feel like it
I'm
wasn't
gonna
there
tell you why
anymore?
mine is hard for me because I like to work on a specific. Unless you're particular people in my life, I like to work on specific time limits. Like
Okay.
there's a handful of people who I'm okay with calling, and the call can go as long as it needs to, and I'm okay with it. Like Casey, Auntie, my mom,
Mm.
you, Nancy, Sergio.
You don't need to name drop. You don't in case you
That's
don't
as far as I've gone.
in case you
In
don't
case
remember.
because I don't remember, yes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
yeah, in case you don't
so like
remember.
it's just like there's a handful of people that I can do that. But everybody else, like if I'm calling in my head, if I'm telling myself, oh, I just want to call and do a quick check-in just to make sure they're okay, and I want to just see how you're doing. In my head, that's a 10-minute call. When that call starts to bleed into 11, 12, 13,
I'm looking at
now I'm
the
looking
thing
at my phone, I'm looking at
increasing.
the clock tick by, and I'm just like, and I'm hearing them speak, but I no longer have any response because my brain has clocked out of the conversation.
Uh,
And now I'm like, how the hell do I get out of this conversation? So every time I think, oh, let me check in, and my head would be like, are you ready for an hour phone call?
you're
And
like,
I'm like,
not
not
today.
today.
And then
Maybe
tomorrow is
tomorrow.
not
Not
today.
today. And it's
Not
not
today. And
today.
then months have gone by.
God, now, my God, now it's weird.
Now it's weird to
Now
start
it's weird to
calling
call
out of
you back because now
nowhere.
it's weird to, like, now how do I do this?
Yeah, I
So,
definitely agree. But I do have friends in Nigeria that I like. I love being on the phone with them.
mm-hmm.
It's literally so fun because this one isn't from my childhood. This person I had not seen in like I literally have not seen in a long time. We were connected online, and since we were connected, it's been so interesting. Like just knowing their lives and like wow, this is so great. And I'm like, okay, like I can definitely keep up with
Yeah.
people. Even if sometimes we don't talk for like, I think last time we spoke on the phone, we had not spoken for like 5 months.
Okay,
And then when I
yeah.
spoke to him again, it was like, oh, this is why I like you.
And
You're
that's what I
fun.
love. I love people when like we haven't spoken in a long time. And when we get on the phone, it's like, oh my god, I haven't spoken in a long time. Yeah, da is happening. And then you just kind of get into it and you're having fun with the convo. The ones where it's like, well, you haven't called me and and then now you have to start like an awkward phase before you go into the main gist.
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna do that awkward phase, let me not call you, bro, because I'm gonna be pissed off. Like, if we can just like jump into it, I love that because like time hasn't gone. This is why I love like Chinelo O'Brien from Friends Secondary School, where it's like I call them. We don't even start with, oh, I haven't spoken to you in a long time.
Yeah.
It starts with, guy, you know what just happened? I'm like, talk. I balance. You know, just take one.
Oh, no, really. I like those type of friendships. And um I don't know. We have to get to that point, but that doesn't mean that some friendships don't, like, you just outgrow them and then it just kind of enters its aspiration. That
Mm-mm.
does happen. And I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't say, especially if that friendship was not really adding to you, because there's
Yeah.
some friendship that just didn't add anything to you.
It
Like,
was
it was not
yeah,
even a great space. And it's okay to like outgrow those
yeah.
type of
And
friendships.
there's
And
some friendships that are needed for like that time period.
mhm,
You needed that friendship.
for just
Yeah,
to
for
make it
that
through
time
that
period.
season.
Yeah, that makes you that season. Like God put you in a season. He put those people around you for a reason to help you and help them as well. Like you're the same way you're reading into everybody's story is the same way people are reading into your story as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that was what's it for that season. If you both are good the season, and who knows? Like that's the thing about connections too. Is like as long as you're not burning bridges as you're walking away from people,
Mm,
you can always come back. Like if people from if somebody from secondary school randomly messages me or says, "Oh, somebody we should whatever," I'm like, "Hell yeah! Like, why not? You know,
mm,
because we can be cool, we can be friends. Like, let's go be friends.
yeah.
You know, I'm always down to like I'm literally always down to let's go be friends.
Yeah. I'm usually
Why
pretty
not?
much down for that. Like, oh, let's go do this. Or as long as we set a time. I'm not that spontaneous, really. This is for people who are here. But if it's
Same.
a phone call, I like
Mm,
to, we can schedule a phone
let
call.
me check my calendar. What day did you say? The 15th? No, not that day. I have something in
And
the
then
morning.
we can fix
Let's do half
something.
so no. Yeah.
Even if we have to schedule, as long as me, I would try. There's actually recently I tried to be friends with somebody because I thought they were cool, and it's almost like I'm putting this effort to schedule something
Mm-hmm.
so we can do it. I'm even inviting you to, like, oh, something I'm doing because that previous day did not work, and I feel like I'm the one trying and trying. In that case, like I said, you know what? Maybe we're just not meant to be friends.
Yeah, like it's
Like, I'm not
okay.
gonna force it. I see you on social media. I love your content. I still, it's fine.
And we can be so. I love social media friends because
Mm-hmm.
I like social media friends where and I used to have the ones where like people will like randomly comment on my post or something, and I go to their post and I comment something, and then now, especially on TikTok, it happens so much where like there's people who I've never met, but we know we're always gonna comment on each other's posts,
Uh
and
huh.
it's like, oh my god, I love this girl. I'm like, oh my god, I love you. Da, da, da. And it's like I don't know this person, but one
Oh,
day if
that's
I was to ever
cute.
meet you, I'll be like, oh my god, girl.
That's cute. Well, I'm not that active on TikTok. I mean, I'm able to manage it and I go on there to
Mm-hmm.
watch. I'm literally just like a passerby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that active on TikTok. But sometimes in the comment section, I see people that I constantly see, and it's almost like I'm starting to
Okay,
recognize
I
some
see this person.
some
Yeah.
people, and it's like, okay, like I
Like,
know
okay,
you,
friend. Okay,
I know
friend.
you. Mhm.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think I would just say in like summary for it is
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to call it from our discussion now like an expiration on the friendship. I think is more so the season of the friendship. I think the season of the
Has
friendship has
passed.
passed.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with seasons is seasons come and go.
Mm-hmm.
So there could always be another season where
They're
that's when we
back.
reconnect and we're
Especially when you
back.
reconnect with like friends
Mm-hmm.
from like previous phase of life, and now they're
Exactly.
back.
Now
So
they're
seasons
back.
come and
Now
go.
seasons
I
come and
like
go.
that. Like, it's
Yeah.
literally not like an expiration.
Expiration.
It's
It's like a
just
seasonal.
a seasonal thing. And maybe that
Mm-hmm.
season will never come back, and
Maybe it
it's
never
like in
comes
the
back into
past,
the past.
or it comes back again, and now you
And
guys are able to reconnect and form a
yeah,
different layer
it's
or a
a
dynamic
different dynamic, a
to
different
your
layer of
friendship.
friendship that just
Yeah,
makes the whole thing completely different, which is
yeah,
beautiful.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, but you, yeah, me, are we going anywhere?
We gotta go.
When you do find some good
Friends,
friends,
yes.
you make sure that you stay
Snatch
intentional
them.
to stay. Because I want friends that, like, in the future when I have kids, like I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
send it to Auntie Santo's house for 2 weeks, so me and my husband can go and do our thing. Can do our thing. Oh yeah, we'll do
You know
spring
what?
break in your house.
I will take the kid children.
I do spring
If your
break.
children come back spoiled, that one's on your head.
No, I'll have rules
Because
and regulation for
no,
them.
in my house with your children, there's no rules and regulation. Auntie, sometimes I want
Bring them to my house. Bring your children to my house.
so that you flog them into
I
discipline.
will put the discipline of God in their life. I will teach them how
They
to have
say,
respect.
Auntie, something on Disney Channel they were showing Mickey Mouse. Don't worry, I'll show you he's in Disneyland. Let's go. I'll show you where he is.
Wow, that's
Don't
cute.
worry. Don't know. If they come back and they tell you, Mommy, we want, and you tell them no, but Auntie, something to give us. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You will hear when.
Mm-hmm.
Next time when you say, "Oh, I'm so tired, Mommy, can we go to the Somtos?" You can stick in. Yeah, but yes, let's go with my children. I know. I think I'll be the fun auntie. I think you're gonna be the disciplinary auntie.
I think my sister will be disciplined.
Hey, sorry.
I was like, me? I'm the chill, relaxed auntie. I'll let you do whatever you want.
Hi.
I don't think I'll be the most fun, but be chill.
Whip them.
My sister will whip you
them
into shape. My sister that's reincarnated of my mother.
Oh my god, that's bro. Even when she talks to us, sometimes I have to just be like this.
Like, literally,
yes, mom. Like, okay.
No, I think I'll give like chill auntie vibes. Like chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
You be fun, chill.
And be fun, chill, discipline
auntie.
auntie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
I think we've come to the end, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't as turbulent as
I told you, like, I looked at the forecast, okay? It was
yeah,
not
but
going to
you
be
know,
any turbulence.
sometimes the weather changes.
That's true. Because we started with the expiration weather and it shipped to a seasonal weather.
We clocked it. There we go. We
Yeah.
make life comfortable for you.
We're here for you.
For you.
I'm sitting here
for you.
We did this podcast
for you.
And how will you keep up with us? From watching, from subscribing, from liking, from sending us a dilemma through our Japa hotline.
Once again.
People want me to talk too much.
Let's hear your own story. I don't want to be
see, every time I'm dropping gist. Give me your own gist.
Let's drop
Let's
your
be
gist.
friends.
Let's be friends.
Let's be friends.
Let's
be friends.
Just hooting and hollering. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us from LOS
to LAS.